Hey guys, it's Jace. I'm here with Jamel Furlow. He's the director for Southside Kev. What's up? How's it going?
What's going on? What's going on, brother? How you?
Lights, camera, action. Jace in the building. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm not too bad, man. I'm not too bad, man. I saw your trailer for actually, I didn't even see the trailer first of all. The first thing that I saw was the scene with B McFly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and you saw that it was a background scene of B McFly talking to Nathan Lewis's character, and then you show the background footage of that, and then you showed what it looks like actually edited and made for the consumer. What was your inspiration to making this movie?
So it would be based off like my childhood friend, right? So in the film, I highlight the transition that young boys make from good to bad.
Hmm.
It would be called like being bitten by the hood bug. So as kids, he's a innocent soul. He's thinking about girls, thinking about sports, just things that kids typically think about. And then after an event, a tragic event, maybe two events, those those things that made him innocent would be traded for things that'll make him not so innocent. So him putting down a basketball and picking up a gun, or him like just on like this is mindset, like thinking about how can I be on defense now so I won't be a victim.
Okay.
So that's something my childhood friend went through. So I wanted to tell that story, for him.
So it's very so the story Southside Kev is very close to home, should I say?
You could say that, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool, man. I saw the trailer and it's like something that I noticed on the trailer was the relationship between Kevin and his mother, and obviously the father wasn't. It seems like the father is not in his life at that present moment. What was you trying to get with the emotions, and what was you trying to portray in the scene, those scenes between him and his mother?
The mom would be his safe space. That would represent his before he goes into like, the stage where he's not so innocent anymore. His mom's was like one of the representations of like him being innocent. Like his bond with his mother just solidifies him as an innocent person. They after school they have like a ritual. So they talk, they go play handball, they you know what I mean? So his bond, he's almost like a mama's boy. So that his bond is like what's shielding him from negative influences. So when his friend, who's more so like a negative influence on him, tells him like, "Hey, let's go skip school," or "Hey, let's go do this," or "Let's do that," the
Mhm.
first thing he would say is, "Nah, my mom wouldn't want me to do that. My mom wouldn't want me to." She kind of represents like keeping him grounded. And to
Yeah,
all of that, what I'm saying, he had to make a choice. Do I stay, you know, do I maintain that bond with my moms, or do I take that first step into not being a victim when my mom's is not around? Because my moms can't save me all the time. You know what I mean? So I gotta make a decision. So what's it gonna be? Something gotta give.
I hear that. I hear that. I can tell with the trailer by itself, like that, especially when he's talking to B McFly's his character, the way that he was saying, "Oh, your dad wouldn't want you to do this. Your dad wouldn't
Hmm.
want you to be like that." Like that strong message hits home because like a lot of black boys out there don't have a really strong father figure in their life,
Hmm.
and the way that that message is brought across, and him trying to step up and like get revenge basically on the guys that treated him this way, it's really hard hitting. Was it hard shooting in that area?
Oh no, there was some challenges, but I wouldn't say it was hard to shoot there, mainly because I'm from the neighborhood that's right next to it.
Okay.
So I'm familiar with the area. I know the area like the back of my hand. I'm not going to say I grew up there, but I spent a lot of time there playing basketball, hanging out with, the very few people that I knew out there. I went to school with a lot of people from that area, so I knew the area. But there were some challenges. So because I had like a camera and this, you know, um, There were like some scenes that we were shooting on certain in certain parts of Southside Jamaica. Of course, some people who didn't want us to be shooting there, mainly
Okay,
because we wasn't from that block or that street. But fortunately, we was able to, shoot anyway.
that's good, man. That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, being in around Southside Jamaica, Queens, I know with America, there's a lot of gang culture still.
Right.
Did you have to face any of those issues there whilst you were filming, or?
Gang culture, no, not so much. Not as we were shooting. No,
Okay,
we didn't encounter any gang affiliates or anything like that.
okay, that's cool. If you try to think about the message that you're trying to portray from this movie, what is the hard-hitting message that you're trying to get out and the audience can receive from this message, from this story?
I would say the overall message would be to stay true to yourself. A lot of decisions that young boys are making, mainly because they may not have, like you said, a father figure to show them right from wrong.
Mm.
Um, Sometimes you playing a game that's really not a game for you to play, or a game that's designed for you to lose. Sometimes you'll make a mistake that's irreversible. You can't come back from, you know what I'm saying? Because kids make mistakes, but some of those mistakes that kids make, they can come back from, or they can fix later. But some of these games you can't come back from. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So I would say the main thing is staying true to yourself and finding out what it is that you're into, and surrounding yourself with people who are into the same things you're into. So in the inner cities, or as we call it, the hood, a kid may grow up, or maybe growing up, he may be into painting, or he may be into karate or something. But because that's not looked at as cool to the general population, they may put that on the back burner and fall into what's cool. You know what I mean? Joining the gang may be cool. You know what I mean? You get the girls, you get the status. You know what I mean? Some gangs, if depending on what kind of gang it is, it could be money involved. So that may be considered cool, but that may not be your lane. But sometimes it's a hard battle. Like, do I stay true to myself, or do I go into what the neighborhood wants me to, you know, with the direction that the neighborhood wants me to go in? So I would just say the overall message would be to find out what it is, what your purpose is, and just work on that. Because I don't think, for the most part, like, as black men, black boys, like, we're not designed for jail. We're not designed to die at 21 years old. That's not what I want for us. So yeah, I would
that's
say it's a lot of kids and that may go to jail or die early. Like, some of these guys have like hidden talents. Like, they have, what I mean, they're gifted. They just never found out what that gift was.
yeah, I hear
Or
you.
they might have known what the gift was, but they didn't act on it because they chose to go a different route. So yeah, that's all it is. That's what my overall message is: staying true to yourself and finding out what your purpose is.
That's a very strong message. To be fair, I definitely agree with you. Um, with life, I have to say, with life, sometimes you never know exactly what your calling is, especially when you're young. But I think if you stay true to yourself and follow what your dreams are, you'll most likely get there, unless you go the wrong way and down the crime and gang route. So yeah, staying true to yourself is a very strong message that I definitely adhere to myself. I was looking at one of your previous movies that you did. Was it a money story?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I like that trailer as well. I think it was really cool. What was the inspiration behind that?
We were at like a point in time where men didn't really understand women, or boys don't understand girls. We do, but at the same time we don't. We may not understand like the experiences that girls go through, that trauma that they may carry with them into adulthood. You
Mm.
know what I mean? So whatever it is, it's one of the variations of abuse, being looked at a certain way as a girl because you're because of your skin color, or what a boy might have said about you, a rumor. Like a lot of those things that girls have to worry about growing up. Boys, we don't really, for the most part, we don't really have those same worries. And I wanted to, bridge the gap between boys and girls. So mine was more so about sexual abuse. So it's a girl who was abused as a teenager, and she never got the help to deal with with that trauma,
Mm.
and it affected her in her adult life. And I just wanted to,
Told that story.
I just wanted to tell that story more so to get other people to understand like what it is. That's one thing. Like so far, like stories, I like to look below the surface of certain things. Like with Kevin, Southside Kev, it's more so instead of just looking at him as a little gangster or whatever. There's a reason why he became the way he became. Not saying if it's right or wrong, like the decisions that he made, but it's a reason for why he is the way he is. Whereas a Monty story, a girl may be looked at a certain way because so she may be promiscuous.
Mm.
But sometimes a woman could do that. Just because that's what she wants to do, or it could be some trauma. You know what I mean? Some it could be that. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be. You know what I mean? Somebody had access to her body um, at a young age, and then she may not see the value in herself just because of that experience has happened. You know what I mean? And that was a tough thing to do because me being a man and not a woman, somebody may say that wasn't a story for me to tell, or me
Some
being a man and not understanding exactly. I know it's a bad, it's horrible that women, that girls have to go through that, but me being a man, I may not understand exactly what that like. You know what I'm saying? Like what that really means, or like how that affect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel like the most important thing is to get the message out. Do you know what I mean? Like, yes, you're a man, and yes, you might not be able to tell the story 100% how it needs to be told, but a young girl might see it, don't know who you are, don't know who the director is, don't know to look for or find the director for the movie, might have seen the movie and might relate to the movie. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I feel like getting the message out for Money Story is quite important, I think. But I saw
Yeah.
the trailer, and I think the full length video, the movie is on YouTube as well. I didn't watch the full length video at the time, but I definitely watched the trailer. I definitely want to check out the movie as well. But yeah, I definitely think that's on YouTube. Going back to Southside Kev, if you think about the directors that you look up to or inspired to be like or really just like, can you name a few directors that you really like and why?
Overall, not so much for Southside Cat, but overall, like Tyler Perry, love him or hate him. One thing that stood out to me about Tyler Perry is like he knows his audience.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Like he knows, a lot of his films, especially like the Madea ones, they're more catered to like Southern Black people. But for the most part, people up north, we have families in the South that come from that come from the South, so we get a little bit of it. But the way he just, what I mean, captures certain things, the nuances, the beliefs, you know what I mean? Like even like if you watch a Tyler Perry film in a movie theater with a bunch of black people, like you can hear the noise, like the what people are saying, like they'll feel what he's writing, like we feel it.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So he knows his audience. So that's what I wanted to do. I want to know my audience. You know what I mean? Like it's more than just a film. It's like I'm using this film to like communicate to people. Like I'm talking to them. I'm talking like I'm preaching, but just I'm not I'm not at a church. I'm just using the film. Like they can feel what I was writing when I wrote the film. And that
yeah,
if that makes sense. But
definitely.
as far as like but Tyler Perry would be one person. Um John Singleton. So yeah, John Singleton, the way he fought for his film. So his first film, Boys in the Hood, you familiar with that, right?
Yeah, Boys in the Hood. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Boys in the Hood, because he was like fresh out of film school,
Mm,
the studio that he went to, I can't remember the studio, but didn't want to hire him to direct the film, even though he wrote it. And understand, like it's understandable because he's new. He may not know what he's doing, but that was his story to tell. He fought for it. He said, "Look, I don't. This is my story to tell about growing up in South Central. This is not a story for some famous white director from Iowa to tell that story."
was
And
the youngest director
you
to
know what I mean? He
win
fought and
Best
he
Director
fought
at the
for it
age
to
of
come out
22 or
his way,
something
and
like that.
he came out on top. You know what I mean? I think he was the youngest director that.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So he was a fighter. He fought for like what he believed in as far as like filmmaking and his story and you know what I mean and stuff like that. So I pretty much took that. Like whatever setback that I might have had. Now granted I didn't have that same fight like with a studio, but I had like this I had to tell the story by any means. So whatever step back, whether it's budgeting, whether it's an actor dropping out, whether it's whatever. You know what I mean? Like I always try to find a light at the end of that tunnel, fighting, pushing through to make sure I get the story told.
What's your plans with Southside Kev? Are you planning on getting it out on streaming or anything like that?
I do. There's some things on the table that I don't really, uh, I don't want to speak on too soon yet.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, sometime in the fall, I have something for the people that's following to something for them to be looking forward to. So yeah, but that's the plan is to finish up. I have two festivals left. So the one that's coming up tomorrow, Hip Hop Film Festival in New York, Dobbs Ferry, New York, and then I have another one in Atlanta, August 29th, at the Bronze Lens Festival. So after those two, I was, dive in into like what are the next, what direction is next for Southside Cav.
Cool. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the full movie. Obviously I'm in the UK, so hopefully I get the chance to see the full movie. From the trailer itself, the quality of it shot beautifully. I already told you my opinion on it already. Um, and yeah, I'm really excited to watch the full length movie.
Mm.